Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel once again, or if it is your first time here, be very welcome to my channel, Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to take a ride, ready to surf in Esoteric Cloud, and the Esoteric Cloud is a lighter, less dense, and also vibing on a higher frequency and vibration vehicle that your spirit can use, can go into in order to fly and float to higher, more expanded, wider, and wiser realms of reality. And when I say higher, I mean in terms of frequency and vibration. They are vibing on a higher frequency and vibration. So you can take a look at yourself and your circumstances from a bird's eye view, and you can feel lighter about yourself and those circumstances as well. So, shout out to you. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and spiritual responsibility. Follow the links in the description below to find all of my content and all of my beautiful partners' content. Miss Taria, her link tree will also be in the description below. And a huge shout out to the SoulGroup and to the Archangel Uriel. So this video is talking about the great elders. It's like a vision into the future about the great elders. And what are the great elders? The great elders are the outward, more far away, more out of this world planets, and they are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, right? Uranus, the planet that influences us to be more unique, original, to be more new, and to, by default, cause some opposition or friction. Neptune, the planet that influences us into having higher dreams, bigger dreams, having a lot of faith in those dreams, that they might be very out of this world, but you can do it in your unique way and bring something from a different world, or that appears sometimes to be from a different world, into this world. And then we have Pluto that influences us into deep transformations, into circumstances that we need to take power and control over something. And if we are not willing to take that spiritual responsibility, it will transform into a transformative traumatic experience, and that make us be more unique and individual. It makes us realize our path and be more active on it, all of those three planets. That's why they are the easiest way or the best way to get out of this world as a spirit right now, traveling, astral traveling, or when you die and you go to another world, because they are so far away from this system, from this body of water that we are in right now, that all their influences and the spirits living in them, they have so much more experience than us, than Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, and so on, that when you do things or in their way, or when you follow their example but in your own way, you are taking big steps into not being of this world. You are participating on this world, but you are showing to yourself and to the spirits and the people around you that you are here to bring your own world, and that you are ready to be seen as not of this world, in order to be, or in order to create your own, and by default a different world out of your vision, out of your perspective. Okay? And that's why I call them the great elders, because they are further away, but they were once in this space where we are right now. So they have experienced here for a very, very long time, as they are going further away. So in terms of age, aka the amount of time they were experiencing in this realm, in this specific body of water, they have way more age, they have way more experience. They did the same thing many times, and they improved and got bigger as a spirit, and they are ready to go to higher dimensions, to higher waters, right? So, right now, we have Uranus in Taurus, right? Which is bringing or making us more aware of changes and more unique and original ways to have stability, to satisfy your desires, to feel safe that the desires you are enjoying today, you can have them tomorrow. Uh, Typical things like work, agriculture, economic markets, economy, the people in general, how we feel towards the things that we value. Now we are changing from value paper money to valuing digital money, and to valuing more each other's uniqueness and originality, because Uranus does co-rule Aquarius, and that's why Uranus co-rules Aquarius, Neptune co-rules Pisces, and Pluto co-rules Scorpio, because they are so far away. We still feel their influence, we can still see a bit of their light, but it's so little that it's not even a ruler, it's just a co-ruler. It adds on a little taste of something, alright? So, yeah, Uranus in Taurus, changing agriculture, in how we value what we value, how we express, how much of our time and energy are we willing to commit, aka how much of ourselves are we willing to invest in certain commodity, in certain product, in certain asset. Neptune in Pisces, just expanding on our subconscious, expanding on expressing deep subconscious things in a creative way, in a spiritual way, in a relatable way, in an enjoyable way. Don't go too far with that. And Pluto in Capricorn, transforming and take power and control over how we create new ways to have stability, structure, status, associations that work and make profit for us in our life and in our surroundings. Right? So, those three right now, they are in feminine signs, in receptive, subconscious, internal, yin, dark, accumulative signs. Uranus in Taurus, fixed Earth, the feminine, the night side of Venus. Pluto in Capricorn, cardinal Earth. Did I say Taurus fixed water? It's fixed Earth, right? If I did say fixed water. Pluto in Capricorn, right? Cardinal Earth, the feminine, the receptive, the negative, the night side of Saturn, right? Also feminine, the yin of the yang. The air signs are the yang of the yang, the masculine of the masculine. The earth signs, they receive what others express more. It's all in a percentage level, it's all in a scale. It's because you can be, or you can have many traits in one experience, in one space, right? And then Pisces, and then Neptune is in Pisces, mutable water, by default, very feminine, very receptive, very curvilineous, not righteous. And those three, being in internal, more subconscious, more deep in the dark planets, is making it, those transits, those current times, we are reacting, or we might react very deeply, very insecure, very it's too much, very the whole world is crazy, or I don't understand this change, or I feel something is different but I can't correlate it with reality because nobody around us seems to be in that way. And they might be going through the same as you, or they might also be going through deep transformations, but because all of those planets are in internal signs, in internal energies and spaces, it's normal that you can't relate it with others, or you can't make sense out of it, or a clear, light, flexible, aka air, sense out of it, right? So this message is for you to take the transit of these three planets, which it will still be a long time, including retrogrades and stuff, maybe 10 years, at least 7 years for Uranus, so at least that's a big time, right? So take the journey of those transits, of those influences, and take it as you should, very deeply, right? And understand that it's okay to not make sense if you are trying to. If you're not trying to make sense and you're just on La La Land, go happy-go-lucky with those energies, you will receive that. You will receive outcomes, and you will create and attract things, people, places, energies, feelings, ideas into you out of those influences, because that's how astrology works. We are in a space, we are a space in a space, so we have our own influence. The space we are in has its own influence, and then the spaces, the body, the planets outside of us, they have their own influence. So what you create is always you having sex, you coming together, right, with at least those three, with at least the creations, the influences of those three spaces: you, Earth, and Uranus or Neptune, and wherever, right? So if you are trying to make sense out of that, you'll receive some clarity, you'll receive physical things or conversations that will show you what you've been feeling, what you've been imagining to the future, what you think it's right or not right. Some things trigger you in the way the world is changing, right? Or something smells fishy. And if you're not trying to make sense, you will manifest that. People in your life that they don't make sense with you. So they misunderstanding, they missing your point, right? So, and just remind you to take it easy, like go with the process, take your spiritual responsibility, transform, change, and imagine and dream and go for your dreams in a very big way, in creative way. But if you flunked, if you fell, if you fall sometimes, if you look weird, if you think other weird, if you're too judgmental, if you lost in your dreams, if you feel you can't go along with the changes of the world, if you think others are being too extreme in change, others are too stuck and they don't change, and others are receiving attention because they are just creating content or talking about what's popular, and you are bringing change, but you're not pumping yet, you're not bursting yet, you're not flaring up yet. Remember that it's that change that is coming, this new age that started in 2012. It's still very internal, it's still in the egg phase. It's now creating all of its organs, all of its clouds, right? All of its formations, all of its UFOs, things that come together and can influence others and making gravitate to themselves. That's the attraction beam on the UFOs, right? So that's very internal, that's very in the dark yet. People might find it weird. People might not be very logical about it when you express it, when you do something that go along those lines of Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, and Pluto in Capricorn. When you do something along those lines, people around you might receive it in a weird way because they are not using their mind. They're not using their logicality to interpret your message. They are using their feelings, how they react, if they feel comfortable, if they feel familiar with that, if they can relate with it. They're not thinking how profitable that idea can be. They're not thinking how they can feel better, how they can live in a better way if they actually start changing in that direction. So just keep going for yourself, keep going on your path. Keep in mind that these three planets always bring something new or deep that feels too much. But if you are a strong spirit and you know how to use it, it will not be too much. It will be just in the right amount. It will be just in the right quantity for you. And then you can help others deal with that heaviness. It's too much transformation, too much dreams and imaginations. There is this too much feeling and wanting to change that can hurt relationships, right? So support yourself, support people around you that they are individuals and unique, and they respect and celebrate your individuality and uniqueness as well. Dream big. The world is changing physically, literally. Neptune is making our subconscious, what we believe, how we imagine, how we relate our spirituality and experience change. We are expanding on that. We are doing that on a more broader level. We have internet. We have all of these ways to be profitable and make money and gather attention out of flunked outness. If you go to YouTube, the most stupid, silly videos are the ones with more views, and then you have uh, content creators that stream games, people that create games, all of this NFT, virtual reality thing as well. That's all Pisces things that are connecting with Uranus in Taurus, changing our values, and Pluto in Capricorn, transforming how we do business, right? And that Neptune in Pisces is sextiling both. So dreams, illusions, imaginations, la la land, go happy, go lucky, feeling lost in our dreams, and in our feelings, relating with others that also feel lost in our feelings. That's the demonic way, but that can gather attention, that can gather a lot of profit right now. But in as this egg and how we react to these energies and this influence mature, as we develop more awareness, more lights, more intelligence, more senses, more logic around those energies, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, the more what people are doing right now will be seen as weird and cringe in the future, and then they need to kill how they see themselves. Imagine in the future, looking back, they might feel weird, they might create some baggage, they might create some rocks that it will take a lot of time to get out of their chest. And if you're doing in your own way, God's way, in your spiritual way, in your highest version way, it will be exponential, your growth and the growth of your dreams and what you can accomplish in this world by being yourself. Just to finish up the point, all of those dreams, illusions, creativity, and imaginations, right? Demonic way, relating and feeling comfortable by being lost in our feelings, illusions, and imaginations. God way, encouraging others to be themselves, to share their feelings in order to overcome that, in order to understand the routines and patterns they were stuck in and get out of them. Because Pisces is immutable water, after Scorpio, after the fixed, after accumulating, after a nightmare, after a dense emotion, you talk about it, you share your experiences, because that's Jupiter, immutable, share, associate, clean, spread out your feelings, illusions, imaginations, creativity, in order to ease up the process so you can be lighter for the next stage. If you do that, and you are doing that in a new way to be profitable, in a new way to change how the whole society sees business and values creativity and individuality, that's good. And you will be not just creating a huge opening for yourself, but many other spirits that want to be profitable and themselves at the same time. Because growing up, I always thought there is so many artists out there that they had to sacrifice their artistic way because they couldn't cope artistic and financial profit. Because many artists out there that are famous, they're not the best artists, they are the best artists that can cope with the programs that were existent back in the day to make profit, money, attention, security, and so on. So until the next time, take care of yourself, believe in yourself, dream big. The whole world is changing physically and spiritually. There is a lot of new ways to make money. There is a lot of new ways to look cool and gather attention. There is a lot of new ways to feel spiritually strong and spiritually protected. There is a lot of new ways to connect with your soul group and with people that have the same mindset as you. So go out there, change yourself, change the world. First, change your internal world, then go and change the world, and you're on your way. And then also, there is the fact that when those planets, when those influence move on to the next signs, they will be all in expressive signs, right? Uranus will move from Taurus to Gemini, Neptune will move from Pisces to Aries, and Pluto will move from Capricorn to Aquarius. So we can make more sense, we can see all the lessons, transformations, and changes that we are going through right now. We can relate it better with others. Even if others can't put in the right words, we can see where their spirit is coming from. So we'll be able to group up easier, we'll be able to get excited and accept others' changes as well. We'll be more ready to go, to just open our minds and our perception, because what we are going through right now is making us ready, is making us start the process, is making us bringing things from the unaware, the unconscious, through the subconscious, and then when Uranus goes into Gemini, when Neptune goes into Pisces, and when Pluto goes into Aquarius, will bring maximally to the full potential all those things that we are dealing and going through right now internally into the conscious realm 100% to fulfill the mission, the events that we are currently developing, right? So remind that literally it will be a brighter day, literally, in terms of these astrological and spiritual influences. So once again, if you're feeling too dark, if you're feeling too rainy inside, remember that if you're strong right now, if you start to build right now, if you start to develop your spiritual senses and natures right now, you will have a very, very strong and expansive foundation that can then impulse you even higher. That's why I said earlier in the video that if you start now, your growth will be exponential, because then when it's time to really act, when it's time to really show off, when it's time to really be out there on those esoteric and literal streets, you will have a true spiritual, individual, unique foundation. While others that right now are just being popular, being trend-like, using things for, using their spirit for physical gains, in a routine and pattern, in fear, or just to sustain themselves, not to expand themselves. They are happy to be lost in their feelings. They are happy and relating because they are lost in some type of not knowing, or it's okay to be flunked out, it's okay to be bad. They will not have nothing to show, to talk, to share, to sell, to be seen in a good light in the future. So keep that in mind and keep your train going, or start to create your train right now. Maybe you are creating your tracks, you are creating the engine, you are creating the the things where people go I forgot the name, the things that the train carries, right? The carriages, maybe. So when it's time to be really be out there, to really express and be more masculine, because Uranus goes into Gemini, right? Mutable air, it's masculine, expressive, logical, communicative, light and flight. Pluto goes into Aquarius, fixed air, uniqueness, originality, showing that, associate that, also masculine, also communicative, also expressive. And then Neptune goes into Aries, cardinal fire, creating new ways to see, creating new ways to show, creating new ways to feel, creating new ways to be passionate and motivated. So it's all about doing, being, and show yourself. So right now, you don't need to do that, but you kind of need to, because a lot of energies in Aquarius, a lot of energies in Pisces, so we need to be communicating, we need to be associating, but you don't need to force yourself, you don't need to go super far, only if that's really profitable for you, only if you think those energies and experiences will be benefit you, and just take it deeply. I was about to say take it easy, but then I thought take it deeply, go within yourself, go explore your own realm and others and other realms out there, experience, open your mind, open your limits and boundaries, open your perception, open your many people that went through spiritual awakenings, what they really need is an emotional awakening, right? So go along with that, change the world, participate in some changes if they seem fit to you, because then by you participating right now in those changes, by you making yourself a part of those changes, for example, Uranus in Taurus, right? Then when Uranus goes into Gemini, people will be talking about you, or you know, you already know whatever people are talking about. You already know what's going to be cool. You already know what's going to be very profitable, or people will recognize you as an OG. You were the first big guy doing that. You were the guy that pushed out that NFT, that game, whatever. If you start doing it right now, and if you're already doing right now, keep going. There is a lot of gems inside. Don't be afraid to go inside. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to be flunked out. Don't be afraid, but don't be too much, right? Don't be afraid to be yourself and be very internal. Be very communicative, but with yourself. Give yourself time to experience, to process, to feel, to sort things out, because it might not be easy right now, but you're on your way. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Until the next time, Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out. I love you, I love myself, and I hope you enjoy your experience right now. See you soon. Bye.